Yeah. Hello, ChatGPT. Yeah, I think that is true. I mean, internationally, allocate part of their annual budget to the sports industry. However, I think that is not always used properly because especially when too much sports spending is concentrated on elite sports or professional sports rather than the public. So one of the main negative thing is government sometimes a large amount of budget or expense is focusing on elite athletes who excel in a particular area of competition rather than the public. While the public receive little benefit in some, you know, in some cases, governments tend to spend a large amount of money on really popular or really famous teams or international events, although ordinary citizens or ordinary people, you know, local communities may need new brand new facilities or brand new schools or brand new hospitals more urgently. So I think that is really a serious problem, and I think spending a large amount of money, spending a huge expense meet must be demands. Must meet demands that may affect a wider and uh, larger populations. And in addition, as far as I thought, should governments should take actions or take steps to promote sports in a balanced way. For example, they could build affordable gyms or enhance local playgrounds, or they can support school sports activities or school sports programs in a wide range of ways. But yeah, that could set a great example of it. I mean, that could set a great example for young students or young children, and they can encourage public healthier routine or lifestyle or patterns. So it is really effective way. So I think relying only on the latest stadiums or the high profile events may seem impressive. However, that's not always helpful. That's not always helpful for the public. So, you know, additionally, some rural areas are treated as more or less untouched land or undeveloped land sometimes, and the rest of, the remainder of the population often ignored sometimes. So, over relying on the elite sports is
You had great ideas. A few points. You repeated governments quite a bit. You can simplify. Also, a huge expense must meet demands was a little jumbled. Perhaps spending should meet the broader public's needs, and instead of untouched land, maybe overlooked communities. Now let's switch gears. If you were in charge of a national sports budget, what would be your first priority?
And as far as I thought, I would spend uh, a part of a part of national budget. I mean, make up approximately 70%. I could, yes, it if it were up to me, I would spend life. I mean, how can I say? Routine sports. I mean, casual sports activities, something like in physical education in high school or middle school to enhance their own character in field of what they have strengths, something like soccer or baseball, basketball. I think um, that is really weak point of um, Korea society and um, Korean sports culture nowadays, because Korea is short of the casual sports activities, because most of citizens have just concentrated on study or learning study, so which is really weird, which is really differ from the other countries. So because we can see the we can see really interesting results. I mean, interesting effects in Japan, because Japan has really activated casual sports culture in throughout the country. So Japan is really strong in many ways. I mean, in many kinds of sports, regardless of a particular field. So I think that's the main effect of activation of social sports or social sports communities. So sometimes I'm really jealous. I feel really jealous to Japan.
You're expressing yourself well. A couple of notes. Short of casual sports could be clearer. Maybe lacks casual sports. Also, you repeat it really quite a bit. Variety makes it even smoother. Now let's step outside the sports arena. What's one hobby you wish you had more time for, and why does it captivate you?